What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video on Lake Selectors. Thank you for being so patient today. It is a big one. It is second versus third place in the championship, one of the oldest serving derbies known to mankind. It should be a fierce one, really. If anyone wins this game, they will be top of the table it will be after the World Cup. I can't say just before Christmas because the championship does actually resume a little bit earlier than the Premier League will. So when the Premier League ends, before the World Cup, these teams who will be top or bottom of the table will be the teams that will be top and bottom by Christmas because they don't play until Boxing Day. With the Championship, however, it's pretty much a 3-week break, I would estimate, because they start again on the 6th of December, I think, on that week. So we've not got too much of a break, but it is going to feel very surreal that we're not going to have league football around that time. My coverage of the World Cup this year, it may be very limited. I have got an exam to work on, which is going to take place, if I only just realised my exam day is actually on when England play Wales. So it's pretty much all of the group stage, actually, that I'll have to basically prepare for that. But after that, really, I'm more than happy to start doing more streams with the World Cup. I'll get a sweepstakes sorted as well. That was very popular from last Euros and the World Cup as well. We'll definitely get that sorted as well. And we'll try what we can to make do with the content. But it will be very limited after I do my review video, which I'll be recording today and it'll be released tomorrow. So it feels like closing the chapter a little bit and just momentarily putting a small break, which is I feel like I've kind of needed for quite a while, to be honest. So it's come at a good time. It's going to give me around 2 weeks to get myself sorted for that exam material. And then by that time, fingers crossed, England should hopefully go through to the last 16 to start getting a little bit more excited about England's chances. It will be very, very interesting atmospheric-wise on how people are going to take this World Cup, but I more or less just want to see the football. Charlie, thank you for the support today. I appreciate it. I think you've been the only one here so far, but thank you for turning up. 50 likes before kickoff. Could we get that? I mean, we're on A, actually, so that's not impossible. That's 7 likes in 22 minutes. So, yeah, that's actually not impossible at all. Charlie, welcome to the stream. He says, quick thoughts on Sunderland. Very unpredictable team, but it's very clear that Sunderland have got a winning team. They do have a winning team. What lets them down a bit is consistency. If they struggle to gain control and they don't necessarily take chances, Sunderland do struggle with that. I think Sunderland thrive much better if they score early on and they can control games. It's not been many times where I've criticised Sunderland for not being able to take control of games. And they've really improved on that. I remembered vividly on their first game of the season where they scored very early on against Coventry. And they obviously let go of that lead. But actually, since then, Sunderland have improved controlling games, holding on to leads. And I think that will be an advantage for them. And I don't know what the expectation is for most fans. I think it's very mixed, the expectations. But if Sunderland can get top half, I think that'll be a great return season for Sunderland. And it definitely has the fundamentals of improvement there. So whether Tony Mowbray is going to be a manager, that will be an inspired appointment to get Sunderland into a top 6 competition, which is probably where they want to eventually end up being. I'm not sure. We saw how much he rinsed and did all he can for Blackburn, where they were just a little bit below that top 6 race, and you see how Blackburn are doing this season. So I think for stability, you've got a good squad on your hands. It's now just interesting to think about the long-term side of it, if that makes sense. Thanks, Charlie. I just got a notification. Thank you so much. Right, well, let's actually cover what we've got to cover today. We have got Premier League games as well, but this stream will be focused on the Lancashire derby of Burnley versus Blackburn. It should be a really fierce derby. I'm hoping so, at least. Oh, look, capture's working as well. That's encouraging. Got 19 minutes before kickoff, so we've got a tiny bit of time to kill. Let's look at the teams. Burnley have gone for Muric, Vittino, Horribellis, Bayer, Matson, Cork, Cullen, Benson, Brownhill, Zarawright, and Ashley Barnes. So I can already see Vittino is a change that Burnley have put in, who wasn't in right back against Sheffield United. Ashley Barnes definitely wasn't starting either. I don't know if they started Barnes because of his performance in the Carabao Cup. But yeah, that's very interesting from Company. Blackburn, sorry, which I'm still yet to see Blackburn win a game that I've watched. So I just thought back because I've seen Burnley a handful of times. I think I've seen Blackburn twice, and they're both away games. They've lost against Cardiff and they lost against Wigan in both times I've seen Blackburn. So for Blackburn fans, I have got a 100% watch loss record for Blackburn, which if anyone's predicted Burnley to win, you probably will have your odds increased now. Kaminsky's in goal with Mola, Ayala, Hyam as a back three. Hedges, Morton, Travis and Callum Britton as the midfield four. Then you've got a front three of Ben Brereton, Diaz of course, Jake Garrett and Sam Gallagher. We can quickly start going through results as well. In fact, this might be a good time to actually record my reaction to... It's something I've not thought about. I could very much record my reaction to my review on this live stream. I mean, you can get a brief introduction of it. Whether I'm going to do it as a separate video, I don't know yet. But I don't know. I'm going to give it a go because I think a lot of people are going to ask me for reactions. The first game we had this weekend, Sunderland beat Birmingham by 2-1. It was a result that not many predicted. Only a few people predicted Sunderland to get something against Birmingham, because Birmingham, of course, were doing pretty well with their form. You can see there it's been consistently a win followed by a draw, but this is their first loss in 5. For Sunderland, you can see that they've been a little bit inconsistent with their form. So they had a 1 there, but then lately they had a defeat there. So 2 wins in 3 is not really that bad, actually, for this Sunderland side. It ends them on 15th place in the table just before the World Cup. The goal scorer for both teams, so you had Ellis Sims there. And have anyone of you seen that Amad Diallo goal? That was something chef's kiss worthy. It was so special, that whole thing. 2-0, that made it, and I think by that time, Birmingham, if they had any sort of hope of getting back into this, they didn't have any of it at all. Lucas Djukovic made it 2-1, but good win for Sunderland, that's all I can say. It was a really, really good moment. I've calculated everyone's scores up to today's game. I think I've already done that, Charlie, actually, but it's interesting because it means we can compare. Because I do have it there. In fact, actually, I can exclusively show you because Capture should be able to recognise my document for it. Hang on a minute, let me just see if I can show it. There you go, guys. So guys, this is how I've calculated points. So it really is as complex as it is. So if I go to week 1, this is what we started off with this whole table there. It looks an absolute mess, but over time I have managed to find a way to make it a little bit more neater. And then as you see here, we start getting a little bit more members, more than 24 members there. Let's go to week 14 now, where it looks a tiny bit better. I don't know why these random numbers are there. But what has been the way that I've been able to do it in the past couple of weeks or so. If I go to week 18, for instance. So it's literally as simple as that. You've got your leaderboard there. You've got everyone listed down here, and it's quite a few. Look at that. I mean, we've gone down to 67 lines, so we started at line 6. So that is 61 different YouTube users. 61, which is a lot of people. Points, you can guess, go there. These are last week points, this week points. It adds up to these points there, and obviously the latest points are then replaced into this table here. Now, obviously, some people are going to have different points in different positions, but to basically do all of that, to make sure that everyone's organized in the right place, you highlight from the bottom corner of this 0 here. You drag all the columns up like this. So I'm giving an Excel lesson now. You right click, and then there's a sort function, and you do largest to smallest, and then it reallocates every single position. And then obviously this is week 21, so this is what we're kind of doing. I'm gonna actually have to change this because we're now week 21 rather than week 20. And as it stands, these are going to be everyone's points, but they will be changed when I filter in the result for Burnley versus Blackburn Rovers. So Charlie, for instance, you would have had 4. Wallace and Grant fan had 7. There is a 1-point gap between the top 2. Tom, then, in fact, I've not done the filter option yet, to be fair. So not everyone's going to be like in the same place. Like, for instance, Honeygun with 124, Blue Terran 123. Honeygun's going to move up a place following this. I've not put my points down yet. I've not calculated mine yet. I normally do my ones to last. And I hope this is like a bit of a very interesting insight to see what I do with the predictions. Lequan, welcome to the streams. Good to see you. We can go back to this just like that. Charlie says he knows my points. It's fine, Charlie. I mean, my points are normally the quickest ones to work out because they're the predictions that I tend to remember from my head. But all I remember, I got 2 correct scores. So I know I've got at least 6. But I remember it was devastating because I remember I really needed, I think, Hull and Blackpool to score. And there was a goal in both of their games, but it came to the other teams. So Wigan and Reading. So that could have been 6 points literally flushed away in an instance, and they both happened back to back as well. So lesson learned: don't pray or for any team to score because karma will just hunt you down and make you wish you never said anything. Camavinga to Forest as Leicon Henry. Personally, no, I don't think Camavinga will go to Nottingham Forest. The best way that Camavinga could go to Forest is if Forest can have a little bit of stability in the Premier League, I'd say. They've recovered a bit. They're no longer bottom of the table. In fact, this is a good time to actually show the Premier League table. We don't need to look at 8th place, but if you can see here, Wolves are now rock bottom with a new manager and Julian Lopetegui. Southampton, their new manager, Nathan Jones, they've got a tough old season on their hands to have 3 consecutive defeats and be in 19th place. Nottingham Forest are now up to 18th, which is encouraging for them. Only 1 defeat in 5, and that is what they've got to keep doing. They have to make sure that they stop losing games, and to be fair to them, they have done that. But they are 1 point behind Everton and West Ham, so they're not entirely out of possibility from being there yet. You can see how close it is though. With Forest with 13, that's only 3 points behind 13th place Bournemouth. So you can see how close it is with that bottom 7 of the table. I think Leicester are now at a position where they've pulled away for a little bit, to be honest there. And yeah, we don't need to look at the rest of the table because that's no longer important to me. Right, so I mean, I've covered that one game. In fact, I am going to do it in a video. I don't know why. I thought I can just cover it all in a stream. I think it's just better when I just do it in my own time. So, let's cover the teams again, just in case anyone has just joined. We've got 10 minutes before kickoff. Guys, make sure you smash the like button if you've not done so. It really helps to grow the channel. We are on 9 likes apparently. So guys, please continue smashing that like button. It really helps to grow this channel. If you've not subscribed, that also helps as well. We're 1,534 currently. We could try and get 1,540 maybe today. That might be a bit ambitious. 1,550 would be incredible. But with it being a derby day, let's see if we can really push that number up. You know, every subscriber now is really going to make it ever closer for seeing me completely beardless, which I think is what a lot of people are motivated about. So teams look like this. Burnley have got Muric, Fatino, Harwood, Bellis, Bayer, Matson, Cork, Cullen, Benson, Brownhill, Zarai and Barnes. Manuel Benson, however, is doing really well, very recently at least. He would probably be in consideration in my team for the season. I think if we're going to talk about underrated players, I think of Manuel Benson for Burnley, but also Zion Fleming for Millwall. I think they've both been they've not really had the plaudits which I think they deserve. And then for Blackburn, you've got Kaminsky, Mola, Ayala, Hyam, Hedges, Morton, Travis, Britton, Ben Brereton, Diaz, Jake Garrett, and Sam Gallagher. This is a really, really big game. You can see here it's second going up against third place in the table. It's crazy to see that Blackburn are up in third with 8 defeats currently this season. You know, that's only 2 less defeats than 22nd place Wigan Athletic, which is absolutely bonkers. But a win for either one of these teams will mean that they are top of the championship before the World Cup. I've got to say, look at QPR and Swansea's form here. That is not great showing for them there. So both QPR and Swansea probably would be appreciative of the World Cup starting now, because it looks like that they were starting to really struggle with their form there. West Brom, on the other hand, would not have wanted this World Cup at all. Look at that, 3 wins in a row. Coventry, 4 wins in a row. Both West Brom and Coventry probably would have still wanted to play on. But we are indeed having a big break of football. Well, of league football at least, not football entirely. Okay, so I did have 7 points, so I got a West Brom one, but I didn't actually get points from anywhere else, so that's not great. We have Blackburn in December, Lequan. You've got them in the Carabao Cup, haven't you? Because I think you're right. I remember now. Of course, Forest beat Spurs, and then Blackburn overcame West Ham on penalties, which was a great result. West Ham having a tough old season by the looks of things. Horribellis, one of the best centre-backs in the league. He's definitely up there. I wouldn't say he's like top 2, but I definitely think he definitely shouldn't be underestimated. I think he's done a really, really good job. Yeah, well, Blackburn have nearly lost as much as Wigan. They've lost 8 games, actually. Let's go back to capture and see which other teams have lost 8 games. Middlesbrough, who are 14th, have lost 8 games. And QPR have lost 8 as well. Okay, well, let's just look at Middlesbrough, who were right down in the bottom 3 for quite a fair bit. Until suddenly they can now win a bit more consistently. Michael Carragher's done a great job with them by the looks of things. But that is crazy that with 8 defeats, Blackburn could go top of the table. And that's because, look at the amount of wins. 12 wins in 20. I could do the quick percentage. That is a 60% win rate percentage. And if he gets that to 13, I mean, John Dale Thomason, man, I definitely think they've got to really, really take Blackburn seriously. Maybe they're not going to be the most consistent team, but you can see there with their home form. Let's look at their home form. And this is why Blackburn are up there. That flawless home record very recently there. They have had 2 defeats, but in their last 5, they have won all of them. But the second best home form, as you see here, is Burnley's. They've actually not lost a game at home. So this is going to be a very tough game for Blackburn. If you're looking at the away record, so surprisingly, Sheffield United and Preston, who are the top 2 in their away form. Burnley with 5th place in their away form there. But Blackburn, you can see down there, struggling for points. 4 wins, but 6 defeats. So 6 of their 8 defeats this season, Blackburn, have come in away games. Charlie doesn't think they've got a strong squad. Well, probably not with the names of the team sheet, but you've got to analyse the performances. You've got to analyse what they're doing on and off the ball. And could it be John Dale Thomason completely making those players overachieve? Maybe, based on past experiences of what we've seen with these players. But if you've got a good togetherness, you've got a good amount of confidence. We've seen it with Huddersfield. We wouldn't have backed their squad to get into the top 6. But just sometimes when you've got the right manager, you've got the right attitude, togetherness, it really, that factor alone, discounts quality, in my opinion. If you've got togetherness and you've got desire and heart to try and win a game, that for me just outlines quality. It's sometimes that if you're talented, but you could leave people left cold because they don't give it their very all, or it's what they expect, if that makes sense. If you're someone that just performs based on passion, hard work, determination, not necessarily the cleanest but the best of it, it honestly really doesn't matter about your quality. You know, you could have a bad touch sometimes. You can sometimes put the ball out of play. But it's in a 90-minute game and they've got the right mentality and the right togetherness and the right plan and they execute it the way that they want to execute it, then ultimately it doesn't matter. You know, football can never be played perfectly by any team. Man City wouldn't still be able to play perfectly placed football. By that point, we'll be looking at, you know, robots playing football. We'll be looking at FIFA games, you know, playing one perfectly timed pass, you know, in the build up to a goal. That just never happens. You know, as human beings, we're just not built to do things perfectly in that way. And ultimately, it's not even just trying to be the most perfect. It really is down to the hard work ethic. It really is. Lequan says, I hope Huddersfield go down. He's still not forgiven Huddersfield for, you know, being very unhappy about being denied a place in the Premier League. Well, I think the best thing to respond to that is that Forest survive in the Prem and Huddersfield get relegated, really. Because, I mean, to be honest, if Huddersfield went up to the Premier League, I would have definitely have backed them to go back down, sadly. Even with Corberan, I think it would... Oh, yeah, that's nice. I'm already seeing some tension there with the crowds. You could definitely tell it's a derby game. So, there we go. The referees are walking out. It's Remembrance Sunday, so we are going to have another Remembrance Day presentation for this game. We have got 3 more minutes before kickoff. So, guys, if you've not smashed the like button yet, please smash the like button. It really helps the growth of this channel when you do that. We've made it to 9 likes. So, guys, if you've not hit the like button yet, please do so. It'd be amazing if we can try and get to, let's say, 15 likes before kickoff. So, that's quite a fair bit. 6 in 3 minutes. It's probably going to be quite tricky. But, guys, if you've not hit that like button yet, please do so. It really, really does help. And for subscribers as well, we're on 1,534. So guys, please, if you've not done so already, please smash the subscribe button either. All those things, liking, subscribing, sharing, donating, all those things, they really, really help the growth of this channel. For anyone interested, Shane Duffy is one of many who have played for both of today's sides. I'm trying to think of one that may have done the same. So who has played for Blackburn? Well, I can tell you of a manager who's managed both Blackburn and Burnley, and that was Owen Coyle, and he was very unpopular. Well, in the end, he was unpopular. Was it? Yeah, it was Burnley, since he left them halfway through the 9-10 season to join Bolton as their manager. So another kind of local team, not very local, but still not too far away. And then it was about 5-6 years later, but I can tell you the season, it was the 2016-17 season, where he originally joined Blackburn to be their new manager, and it didn't work. It really didn't work. The fans were already against the appointment from day one, and it was an uphill battle for Tony Mowbray, and even he couldn't really save Blackburn. So that made them get their first season of League One football in the modern era, at least. I don't know when it would have been the first or the last time they had Division 3 football, I'll call it. But in terms of League One football, it's the first time in the modern century that they would have had it. Yeah, Owen Coyle is definitely one that sticks to my mind, because I remember both times and both times watching Owen Coyle manage both teams very vividly as well. And unfortunately, he could have made such an incredible career as a Burnley manager, but he wasted it by money from Bolton, which at that time they were financially very pretty strong. Bolton, you know, they would have wanted to stay. How many seasons would that have been for Bolton in the Prem? Because I think they were promoted after beating Preston in the playoff final in 2002. 2002, I like to say. 2002, 2001 maybe. It was the early 2000s. And Bolton beat Preston, and ultimately they actually stayed in consecutive seasons until they eventually got relegated. I believe it was 2010-11 or 11-12. It was either the next season or the season after that when Bolton actually went down. So unfortunately, Pochettino didn't really kick them on to have successive Premier League seasons. But having the Remembrance Day celebration, I did my bit playing Last Post this morning. It wasn't the worst time I played it, but it definitely wasn't the best that I played it. Oh, bloody hell, what's my hair doing? It wasn't the worst that I played from Last Post, but it wasn't the best that I've played either. Definitely played it a lot better in my prime, but it wasn't bad. I actually didn't make a single mistake from my notes. That's what the Sunderland fans will be saying about Alex Neil. It's now supposed to be... Oh, okay, they're doubling this. I always think it's a bit risky when you do doubling for Last Post. But they're playing quite well. I mean, they're not in tune, but that'll be me being incredibly picky. Oh, someone split a note. That's a shame. Yeah, they clearly practiced. Oh, come on. Someone's losing it. Come on. Hold it back. Oh, come on. You could do it. You see, but the thing is, if you're going to have two trumpeters or bugle players, whatever you call them, because they were like micro trumpets there, if you're going to double, it increases the chances of it being completely out of tune. I would have definitely just had one player, to be honest, and not in a cornet way as well. Definitely just one player would have made it a lot easier for a start for it to be in tune beforehand. But one thing I will sympathise is that when you do play in the cold, it is so much more trickier to get it in tune. Because I remember one time when I played it, and it was like winter weather, like, you know, one of when we've had our extreme heats, and literally nothing could go out. I literally would have played it perfectly in, I would have called it normal conditions at that time. But sometimes when you have those really extreme conditions, you need it to... You can't really play it in cold. It really distorts it. So when you've got two players, I think it's always worse off, because they would have to be completely in tune to make it sound nice. And unfortunately, I worked out very quickly that it wasn't quite in tune. But what made matters worse is that one split the note as well. So when you have that, not only do you increase the chances of it being out of tune, it also increases the chance of someone potentially going wrong. And exposing wise, I probably should say, you know, on paper, when you play it, it's one of the easiest things to do. Like, I can play it without music. Like, those players there played it without music because melodically it's very easy to remember. But when you've done it so many times, you know, you think that you naturally improve doing it. But as I've mentioned about the factors, the conditions, and when you play with other people, it is very, very tricky. It is very, very tricky to do that. They would have had to definitely practice. If they've not practiced, then it would have been a bit idiotic of them just to randomly pick two players just to play it. Charlie is saying 2-1 Burnley. Yes, so whilst I was rambling on with my music ways, we have just kicked off. We're 1 minute and a half in this fierce derby, the last championship game before the World Cup. Let me know, guys, what you are predicting in the live chat. I'll be catching up with as much as I can. We've still stayed on 1,534. If you guys have not hit the subscribe button, please do so. It really helps the growth of this channel. And no one has made any new predictions. So we've officially caught up with our predictions. Charlie's gone for 3-1. In fact, what I would do, because I've not done this for a while and you guys have quite liked it, let's do a poll. Why not? I'm in the mood for a poll. What happened in this game? Oh, I can't type apparently. Burnley win. Blackburn win. Draw. There we go. So there's your poll. Everybody get voting. We nearly made it to 15 likes. We actually made it to 13 likes. So thank you guys who really did try to get me to 15 likes before kickoff. I do appreciate that. God, it feels refreshing seeing these two teams play against each other. I think they were showing... Oh, chance! Oh my gosh, I thought I was in. Oh my god. There was people celebrating. I thought I was in. So it was Maatsen, Benson. Oh my god. So it was Ashley Barnes. Oh no, it's Brownhill. I think with the... Oh my god. I think it was a corner because it literally just came off the defender's foot and hit the side netting. That was not far away. Brownhill's taking the corner. He takes it short. Oh, bit of skill going on there. It's definitely getting the crowd going. Cross comes in. And it's not a great cross by Benson, unfortunately. Burnley starting quite well. It's actually 5 goals in 5 appearances for Benson there. So I'm not wrong that I think Benson does need a bit more recognition. It's going to be intriguing to see how Burnley respond, because obviously it was their first defeat in a long time against Sheffield United last weekend, and it was a very bad defeat as well. But I would back them here. They have not lost at home so far this season. They had a scare, however, against Rotherham. So I do believe with Blackburn, for how talented they've been this season in some games, I think it will be a tight contest. So I have gone for a 2-1 win to Burnley. So I think it won't be one-sided. I think it will be very close. I think I'm aware that Bloom is also streaming this as well. So I might drop him a dono. Just a friendly message from one streamer to another there. Okay, so far, apart from that cross from Brownhill when Barnes forced in the chance slightly wide, we've not really had anything so far. But I expected this from a tight, cagey derby like this. What I don't want, however, is a lot of breaks in play from people fouling each other. I want fluid football. I know I ask for a lot, but, you know, as a neutral, that's exactly what you want. They were showing John Dale Thomason's win rate percentage, and it is exactly 60%. To win 12 out of 20 is really good. For a league season, that is really, really good. That sort of percentage would be top 6/promotion form, which I don't think a lot of people realise. You know, when you consider the win rate percentage we would have had from Huddersfield, when they got into 3rd place in the table, you know, their win rate percentage was definitely below 60%. So Blackburn so far, they've just been able to convert many potential draws into wins, or when they've led, they've just been so professional in keeping the lead. So there are definitely some good things there, but as I did cover in my preview, 6 of their 8 defeats have come in away games. And they've only won, they've only won 4 away games, so they have lost more away games than they've won as well. Had they actually got some good away form, then Blackburn would be scarily consistent this year. Charlie wasn't happy about Leeds' defending. Well, I would assume you would have been unhappy with Spurs' first equalising goal, I would have said. But if you're saying that they've not defended well, then unfortunately it did sound like that losing 4-3 was kind of expected. You know, it looks like they can find the ball in the back of the net, but defensively, Jesse Marsh must be really frustrated. Burnley and Blackburn, which is still 0-0. Nearly 7 minutes gone, actually. Here's Harwood Bellis on the ball in the halfway line. Blackburn just kind of standing off from Burnley at the moment, which I guess was a bit predictable. Tries to find Maatsen, but it's defended away. and it's not. It's back into possession for Burnley. Zarouai with a gorgeous ball to Benson. Benson again looking very confident. And no foul's been given there. And in fact, here come Blackburn on the counter-attack. This is the first time. Oh, I can't. My headphones are out of charge. I can't stream the volume. That's just great, isn't it? So now I've got no volume for the game. Oh, that's just brilliant, isn't it? In fact, what I could do is charge them and use them again at half-time. Can't risk copyright. Yeah. I swear if it was a goal as well, it would have been really poorly timed. Bit of a coincidence if it would have been the case. It's not the first time that's happened before. These headphones are proving to be quite incompetent. But they should be charged by half-time, and we'll watch the rest of the game with me commentating through the game. And I mean, I just want to hear what the commentators will have to say. I mean, the Burnley crowd were very unhappy that a foul wasn't given there. It was a bit of a, well, it wasn't like a really awful challenge by Callum Britton there, but it definitely was one that ruffled a couple of feathers there. It's going a bit more scrappier now. I'm liking this. Travis now, I think, conceding the foul this time on Cullen. Ben Broughton Diaz, Cullen wins it back, and yeah, Travis definitely uses his body in a way to flip Benson over, so he's got to be a bit careful there. We'll see if the referee is going to allow the game to play on a little bit. To be fair, I think this referee has done a good job in letting the game play on at the moment. But what I'm hoping is that if like one team scores, it doesn't become scrappy. That's what I really don't want. And it sounds like I'm always tired. I might just do an experiment and just sleep straight after this stream and see how many hours I can get. Chance. Oh, just wide again. Ashley Barnes again. He definitely miskicked it, so it was a free kick, and it was a gorgeous delivery by Josh Brownhill. But it wasn't a cleanest of touches at all, and it's just slightly off target. But right now, it's all Burnley. It's all Burnley on the ball, and in terms of chances goes, even when Blackburn did break forward with Callum Britton, the through ball was overhit, and it probably would have been an offside anyway, so Blackburn have not been fluid attacking-wise so far, and to remind people again, and Burnley fans will love me saying this, but every time I've watched Blackburn this season, it has resulted in a defeat. I've seen them lose against Cardiff, and I've also seen them lose against Wigan. Man, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. He has asked, can Coventry go up? I would like to ask you if you like the World Cup taking place at this stage, because Coventry currently have the best form out of any championship team with 4 wins in a row. Can they go up? Well, I wouldn't say going up by promotion, I've got to be honest. But I've got to be honest, there are only 10 points that separate 5th place and 23rd, which does tell you how close this championship table has been. So, to give you a straight answer, I can't really, because I think it's impossible to look that far ahead, especially with how everyone's going to react after the World Cup. I think that's going to be a very important factor as well. You know, if there are some teams with some players taken from the World Cup and they pick up long-term injuries, that could play a really bad part to their season. But teams that don't have many players in the World Cup, they've got a lot of time to train and to work on things as well. So I do think the World Cup will be a big factor. But for me, I do think Coventry have got a chance. But I think it'll have to be through playoffs if I've got to put money on it. So of course they've got a chance. I think a lot of teams this year actually have a chance based on what I've said for how close it is to only separate 5th from 23rd by 10 points. Any team has a chance. We've seen Huddersfield get this close going up. Luton have had a chance as well. There's no doubt in my mind that Coventry have got equal chance of going up as many of the teams right now. But obviously with their form, it is very, very encouraging for Coventry. Right, I'm going to end the poll here because it's not been too engaging so far. But it is a pretty one-sided result. So by 100% of the votes, you guys have gone for a Burnley win. No one giving Blackburn a bit of a chance so far. Although, what I've seen in this game so far, it does look like Burnley having a lot of the ball. I mean, that is a very bad challenge there. That is not a great challenge at all. And it's two former Coventry City players as well. Dominic Hyam and Ian Matson as well. Yeah, a lot of great collision. I hope Matson's alright. But Burnley still have the ball in their half. It has been definitely Burnley with the possession. As terms of chances go, it was two Ashley Barnes chances. Both have been off target. Blackburn had one counter-attack, but the through ball was over here. And there was an element of controversy as well because Burnley thought they should have had a foul from Callum Britton there. Cross comes in. Oh, is it cleared? It is cleared. Blackburn just about to defend it. Jake, welcome to the stream. You're a Wigan fan, happy to get a win. Honestly, this was a game you had to win. For Blackburn to go down to 10 men as quickly as they did, I felt if Wigan don't win this, then I'll be very worried. And they did. You know, not in the way they probably would have wanted it, a bit of a scrappy way, but it is an all-important 3 points, really. And it does give them a small chance to potentially get out of the poor situation that they find themselves. Burnley look improved with Brownhill back. Yeah, I can see that. I think Burnley have still looked rather good even with Brownhill out of the squad, but I do think Brownhill is a very important part of it. I'm going to sneeze, sorry. Bless me, so sorry. Bielsa to Bournemouth. I did see those rumours. I don't know if they're still as strong as they were. But it would be a very interesting transfer. I don't know how Leeds fans are going to think about that, to lose Bielsa and then he goes and joins. Oh, that's not a great challenge. In fact, that was such a crunching tackle that the guy even doing the tackle has injured himself as well. That's when you know it's a powerful tackle. It was Clinton Mola, actually, who did that tackle. But it somehow, for some reason, he's come off worse from it. It looks like it was a tackle that definitely affected his leg. Right, John Dale Thomason called all his players around. He's clearly not happy with Blackburn not really controlling this game at all. He knows how tough this game's going to be. Thomason's probably looked at this game thinking that this is going to be Blackburn's toughest game of the season so far. So they really do need to do more than what they're doing at the moment, in my personal opinion. Because they've barely laid a glove on Burnley so far. Yes, they've been involved in a couple of challenges, but that's practically the only way they've really been able to even enter this game, to be honest. They've not really done anything with the football that makes Burnley a bit scared of Blackburn at the moment, and they definitely have to improve for me. Thanks to the 5 people watching the stream today. I do truly appreciate that. They just showed possession stats there. 80% possession to Burnley. Does make sense with how they have started off in this game. If you guys have not liked the stream yet, please do smash the like button. It really helps the growth of the channel when you do that. We made it to 14 likes so far. So guys, if you've not smashed that like button yet, please do so. It really does help the growth of this channel if you're not done. So let's go to 20 if we can try to get there just before half time. That would be absolutely amazing. And guys, if you're not smashed the like, subscribe button either, I should say, please do so as well. We're still 1,534. If we could try and get to 1,540, that would be a brilliant achievement for this channel. We're going to 23rd and we're 8 points off playoffs. Well, to put it in short, you're 10 points off 5th. You know, Norwich are only 10 points ahead of Wigan. So right now, it's very strange how close this table is. And honestly, in fact, well, Wigan are actually not 23rd, but you've got 23 points. So Wigan are actually 22nd, joint on points with West Brom there. But to back my point, you know, in fact, if we're going down 10 points, you know, you're only 10 points off Watford so far. So look at that. You know, 10 points separates from 22nd to 4th place. But yeah, if we're looking at 23rd to 5th, I mean, that's even more incredible. If we're looking at the bottom 2, and that is separated by 10 points with the top 5, that is incredible in itself. currently look at stats so far. It's going to look very one-sided. And so far, yeah, 2 shots to 0. None on target. It has been a bit of a poor game so far. 1 corner to Burnley, which I had very early on, but they really didn't do a lot with it. 2 shots inside the box to 0 there. 5 interceptions, 6 tackles, 2 clearances to 1. Yeah, not the best of games so far, but a draw for Burnley would be enough to get them into the top of the table. But Blackburn, it would see them outside of the top 2. And to be fair, Blackburn have been in the top 2 for a lot of this season. So Blackburn would definitely not want to give up that top 2 without a fight. How am I doing, says Ben? I'm doing well, thank you. I mean, a bit nervy in terms of my exam preparation at the moment. But other than that, I'm doing all right. I'm working from home tomorrow as well. So it's going to be feeling very interesting to work from home on the Monday as well. Thoughts on Ipswich? I think they're starting to lose that spark. I mean, I'm not necessarily losing that spark. I definitely think they've been the better team for many of these games. I didn't actually watch Ipswich live, by the way, so I'm not actually at fault for them not beating Cheltenham yesterday. But one thing that has become very apparent from when I've watched Ipswich play is that despite having a lot of the ball, their attack is very poor. Their attack doesn't even lay a smidge of quality for what they have with their midfield and their defence. And unfortunately, there's been too many times where Ladapo's not turned up, or Connor Chaplin is overly relied upon, or we get the likes of John Jules, who's very injury prone. So a striker is what they need to go for. And I actually asked people in my office and saying who they'd want to get in the January transfer window. And the most common name I heard that my colleagues want Ipswich to try and sign, which I really like, is Giovanni Brown from Exeter, because I think it's only Johnson Clark-Harris who scored more goals than Giovanni Brown in League One this season. But correct me if I'm wrong, because Giovanni Brown actually scored goals for Exeter against, ironically, Peterborough yesterday. So Giovanni Brown is having an incredible breakout season, but the risk about it is that even when he was in Colchester a couple of years ago, he would score goals, but he wouldn't score like the amount of goals he's doing at the rate that he is with Exeter so far. And I do fear that this season is just everything clicking to place into him. I just worry, can he carry that momentum to a longevity? That's my only concern with him there. But I definitely think it's worth a go. You know, he's been down in around Essex/Suffolk before playing for Colchester. He can easily play for Ipswich. Starting your English work tomorrow, sad times. Yeah, well, it's sad times when you eventually push it aside and then it becomes a burden. Benson, and yeah, it's a poor shot. High and wide over the goal. Right, so far, we've not really had anything to get excited about so far. All the shots that they've had have all been off target. No shots on goal. But Burnley don't mind that. I think Burnley still would probably like to win it, but they wouldn't mind, you know, at the moment for the fact that Blackburn have done absolutely nothing, really. Jake says, you don't see us going now, but I think we need better owners. We're not on the greatest manager, not enough for the Premier or Championship. We're more League One second, or yeah. I think at the moment with Wigan, that is, it feels strange because I felt to me that Wigan, oh, that's a foul. Wigan at the first half of League One last year were sensational. Always Ben Raritan Diaz. Oh, he goes down into the box. They want a penalty. Referee is not flagging it. He doesn't want a penalty. And I think I may have to agree with the referee there. I think it's definitely not enough. And then there's Josh Benson on the right-hand side. He goes into the penalty box. Cross comes in. They want a handball. And nothing's been given there either. Now Blackburn on the ball. Callum Britton, but he loses it out. Great defending by Cork. Harwood Bennis. Okay, this game's getting a little bit more tempo, which is what I'm liking. There's Cork on the ball. Harwood Bennis. There's Vitino. Well blocked, but it goes straight to Manuel Benson. Benson with the cross, and it's a throw-in. Oh, they're going to keep it in. Right, I think it'll be a goal kick anyway. Chelsea losing this weekend wasn't good at all. Yeah, it's really not great. We lost to Hampton and Richmond, and by the sounds of it, it was one of those classic games where Chelsea just couldn't take their chances. Hampton and Richmond came in to park the bus, and they got a result. So that tells me that the best thing I can hope for Chelsea this year is to get into the playoffs again, which makes me nervous because we've seen Chelsea get in the playoffs so many times at this point, and they just cannot hack them. And I would really love to see them in stage 5 of English football at some point in my life. In fact, is it stage 5? So Premier League stage 1, stage 2 Championship, 3, 4. Yeah, stage 5 would be, step 1 of the National League pyramid would be National League, but step 5 of general English football. I would love to see Chelmsford there one day. I really would. But yeah, tomorrow they play Barnet. They play Barnet tomorrow in Melbourne Stadium. Winner of that game plays against Accrington Stanley at Wams Stadium, which is a League One club, and it's an away game, which is even better for Chelmsford. But out of all the League One clubs we could have gotten, was really Accrington the one that I wanted? Not really, I can't lie. But Accrington are a team that have not done particularly well in League One so far. So I felt if Chelmsford could actually approach this with some positivity, they could potentially have a chance. And if I'm right in saying, I think Accrington, I can't remember who they played in round 1, but I think they narrowly squeaked past whoever they played up against in week 1 as well. Thoughts on Morgan Gibbs White? Well, I'm glad he's got a goal in the Premier League finally, and I hope he carries on because honestly, okay. So there's been this bit of a collision with, I think, Barnes and Kaminsky. There's been a face put into Kaminsky's, a hand on Kaminsky's face. Blackburn players are surrounding the referee, wanting something out of this, but nothing's going to be given, I think. Wrong wham, yeah, not quite that wham, but it does have the same spelling, to be fair. So it's a save, and then this is just any contact from the hand to the face. The players literally just go down. It's so embarrassing. I get it. You're trying to simulate. I think the referee has, I think the referee knows very well that Kaminsky was trying to simulate something there. So I think both Barnes and Kaminsky got to be quite careful there. Coventry City are the best team in the Championship. Well, Coventry played against Wigan quite recently, didn't they? So I guess that's a really big compliment for any Coventry supporter there because, now that is a free kick to Blackburn. Definitely Jack Cork forcing, basically stopping the counter-attack. And that is how Blackburn are playing, it was pretty predictable. I mean, they could have had 2 changes there. So there was that foul on Ben Broughton Diaz from Cullen, and then there was that foul from Cork on Lewis Travis. So, yeah, now Burnley's starting to get a little bit physical with their challenges now. But now Blackburn have got a set piece, and we saw with Sheffield United and Burnley, Burnley's weakness by the looks of things so far this season is set pieces. So we'll see how they're able to defend it. It is quite a way out, though. It's a good 25 yards out, I'd say. Just past the halfway line. Thank you to everyone coming up in the stream today. 26.5 minutes gone. Let's see if anything can come from this free kick. It's delivered in, and I don't think anyone even touched the ball there. And that's good physical defending by Burnley there. So they were preventing Blackburn even having a smidge of an opportunity to gain something from there. It's not the best free kick in the world, I would agree, but that's also partly good defending as well. So Yeah, the free kick wasn't great to make it easy for Blackburn to get something, but Burnley also physically defended that perfectly. And now Burnley've got a free kick, and around the same distance, actually, obviously in the opposite half as well. Okay, if anything, no, a tiny bit closer, but let's see if I can get anything from this. I think it's Josh Brownhill stepping over it again. He's clearly been the one in charge of Burnley's set pieces this season. There are some really tall players in that Blackburn team, so I do think Blackburn have been used to defending set pieces before. It's not quite cleared, it's still in the penalty box, but it does look like Blackburn clear it. Oh, is that a foul there? Right, no foul given by the referee. Still plays on. Deflection finds Benson. Can he keep the ball in play? He does, although that's good defending, but he's won a throw-in for Burnley. Travis is definitely trying to play with some mind games right now. Benson, you've got to keep your calm. It's a derby game. They're not going to make it easy for you. Okay, that's poorly given away. Now, can Blackburn get anything here? I've not really been able to follow many people's names for Blackburn because they barely had the ball. Here's chance for Brownhill and high and wide again. Bloody hell, are we going to get a shot on target today? I mean, it's like that's even like so. That's even more than poor. It's nowhere near the goal. If it's off target, it's near the goal, then I might actually give them a bit of credit. But it's not even close. Shigster, welcome to the stream. It's good to see a good number of you turn up today. Second versus third, but we've not really had the quality that suggests two top teams in the championship going up against each other. And I'm so tired today. I'm so sorry, guys. Maybe I should always have a tea or maybe even try coffee before I do these streams. Maybe it's my diet as well. I don't know. Clearly something's not right with me. Is Daniel Ayala against Ashley Barnes. I think he's won a throw-in for Blackburn there. Oh, now Barnes is limping after that. It's a Burnley throw-in, actually. Here's Harwood Bellis, who's barely had touched the ball, to be honest. He's not really been involved so far. Zaharai in the left-hand side. Oh, that's a gorgeous ball, but headed away well by Hyen. God, excuse me. Harwood Bellis again. Not many goal-scoring opportunities, but it looks like it's picking up. I think we're going to see a very different second half to this first half. I think it'll be 0-0 half-time. I think. My God, I'm always tired. Right. Burnley now still in possession. Emmanuel Benson, who I think has been really lively actually today. Shot. First shot on target. We actually had a shot on target. Get in. So it is going to be Emmanuel Benson who claims that trophy of having the first shot on target. Nick has asked, what is my final score prediction? I mean, I'm going 2-1 Burnley. That's what I think will happen in this game. I said it a couple of days ago. Would it be those sorts of goals? I mean, now by looking at it, it does feel like there may only be one goal if we're going to get any. But, you know, just sometimes you can't necessarily predict what's going to happen in a 90-minute game. You can only try your very, very best. We are 31 minutes gone. We have finally had a shot on target, which is from Emmanuel Benson. It was a very, very easy save by Kaminsky. I just thought it was now a good time just to show you the stats here. So, cross comes in. Yeah, half defended off. Yeah, right. Throw in to Burnley. 79% to 21. Is that actually updated? Because I've checked on it like 15 minutes ago, and it's looked like that nothing's changed. Okay, there's that one shot on target I was looking for. But only 5 shots, as you can see. 3 shots off target there. Ooh, I tell you what, this playing out from the back from Burnley is very bold and brave. But I was a bit disappointed that Blackburn didn't really press him. Right, here goes Blackburn in the right-hand side. Ooh, that's a decent ball, but it's defended and cleared away by Harwood Bellis. Okay, Garrett. Okay, it's just catching practice now for Muric. Thanks to the 5 of you watching. It's definitely got an essence of a Tony Cottee type of game, if any of you understand the reference. So, yeah, so far it wouldn't be a game that I probably would choose to watch again. But, as you know, I've got to recognise the importance of this game. Second versus third. And I think it will be a very important result, come the end of the championship season. My first goal scorer prediction, Benson for Burnley. He's been the best player on the pitch for me so far. Charlie saying Barnes. Okay, interesting. If it's from the penalty spot, it could be Barnes. Because I do know he takes penalties, but I think the last penalty I saw Barnes take, he missed. Ben Bloom has got 80 average viewers. He's doing remarkably well for a pretty plain game so far. I even recognise some of my own viewers watching Ben, but you know what? It's absolutely fine. I wasn't expecting, when I found out that Ben was streaming this game, I was like, oh, okay. It's definitely probably not the best decision for me to stream this one. But definitely after this game, I'm going to try and get a break by the looks of things because I'm looking like a very tired wreck. Then hopefully after, I'm going to have to call it a power nap. Then would have to do my review video, get that sorted, and then do some revision. And then I've got 2 whole weeks to get that sorted. Blackburn with the cross and Burnley clear. All of a sudden now, Blackburn looking a tiny bit more confident down the flanks. He scored a winning pen versus Liverpool. Yeah, but that was in the Premier League. We're talking about the Championship this season. And for me, Barnes has been one of my disappointments in the Championship so far this season. We are 10 minutes away from half-time. Still no goals. 1 shot on target, which was just catching practice for Kaminsky. But in the final 10 or so minutes, in fact, I would say 5 or so minutes, being more specific, Blackburn have now had a tiny bit more control of this and are having a bit more of the ball. It feels like that Burnley have just kind of run out of energy a bit. And now it's inviting Blackburn more time to do things. I can definitely see a huge contrast. I see Blackburn playing a lot more direct than what Burnley are doing so far. You can see with the amount of misplaced long range passing there. Maatsen conceding a throw-in for Blackburn, which could be at a decent position for Blackburn to get something here. Thanks to the 8 of you watching. We've been streaming for over an hour now. If you've not hit the like button, please do so. All good defending. Although it's one back. I tell you what, Blackburn, are now starting to turn up the pressure a little bit. Not a lot of it, but they are definitely proving to be a bit of a nuisance now for Burnley. Well, yeah, I think by the looks of things, it's like Burnley have run out of steam a little bit. And is it offside? What happened there? It must have been offside, Bensound Diaz. Because that was some really good one-touch play, actually. But it was halted by an unfortunate offside. Goal kick by Muric, who finds Ian Maatsen in the left. Passing the ball back to Meyer. Now to Muric, playing out from the back, but not anymore. Just booting the ball away. Finally, we're seeing the likes of Gallagher and Bensound Diaz put Muric under pressure, which is what I really needed to see. Thoughts on the England squad? Well, I think I'm definitely going to give you my reaction because it was very big throughout the office. I mean, as you know, my colleagues, very big football fans. Most of them are big football fans. By the way that we saw the squad, we can very easily predict what Southgate's going to do. It's if you're thinking Southgate's changing, he's not. It'll be back five, and then it'll be midfield two, and then front four. It'll be. For a start, we've only got 6 midfielders announced so far. So we've not got a lot of depth in the midfield area. In terms of the options, I'm a bit surprised. Phillips, for me, with only playing one half of football for Man City. Gallagher, I like Gallagher, but I don't necessarily think he's the right creative player that we need. I'd actually would have picked Ward-Prowse for more experience in that area. Defensively, I don't think it's too bad, apart from the fact we only have one recognisable left back in Luke Shaw. So, a little bit worried about that. We have got a load of right backs and quite a load of centre backs as well, and obviously the goalkeeping competition is the same. And we've got a lot of strikers as well. But yeah, the things that we pointed out, very few left backs, or recognisable left backs at least, and maybe a bit wary of the choices of Phillips and Gallagher. I think that's what we picked up on. Lê Kwon is very disappointed in Southgate. What specifically have you been disappointed with Southgate with? Who would you have wanted in that England squad? Maybe if there was anyone from Forest that could have been in the squad, maybe Henderson could have been an outside chance. But I do think his attitude lets him down, actually. I can't really think of anyone from Forest that actually deserves it. If Forest have had a better start to the season, then I would have probably given a shout for Gibbs-White or maybe not a Lingard, but definitely a Gibbs-White and a Henderson to get into the squad. But for me, they've nowhere near started as well as they should have. So naturally, I think it just... if it wasn't an October World or a November World Cup and it was a Summer World Cup and Forest survived and Gibbs, White and Henderson were like the main contributors of that, then they maybe have had a chance to go into World Cup. With 39 minutes gone, still 0-0, goal kick by Kaminsky. Just both teams giving it away, so many times. Lê Kwon wanted Tomori and Ward-Prowse, so he didn't like those omissions. I mean, yeah, Ward-Prowse I agree with. Tomori's a strange one. I can't really comment on Tomori. I know he's in a Serie A winning team in AC Milan. When I saw him against Chelsea, he was absolutely awful, I've got to be honest. So I can't really base it off Tomori because I don't want to base my decision after a couple of games. So that's just me not being completely educated on Serie A, to be honest. So that's one thing I can't really offer my opinion on. I definitely think Cody's a little bit fortunate, I'd say. So maybe he could have been replaced, but they're experienced players. Better than all of our centre-backs. Maybe not too sure about that. Although, just one common trait of our centre-backs in the past is that they've all been very slow. I would have said Tomori would have been the quickest centre-back we would have had, but whether he's going to be the best physical-wise or position-wise, I wouldn't be able to tell you. With 4 minutes away to half-time, which I'm a bit relieved about, it's not been the best of games. Charlie would have taken Tarkowski over Cody. That says a lot. Right, first yellow card of the game. It's gone to Lewis Travis on this challenge on Vittino. Vittino, it's some good play. In fact, he made a great pass to Brownhill. But Lewis Travis very needlessly did a follow-up challenge after Vittino passed the ball. So definitely no contact on the ball and a yellow card for Travis. Is that going to be a bit of a silly free kick to give away at this stage of the game? I think at the moment, both teams would take a 0-0 draw going into half-time, especially Blackburn. Burnley do, however, have a free kick in a decent area. Brownhill with a delivery. They won handball. It's still not cleared. Chance! Oh, what a save! And Burnley won a handball, but it won't be giving us a penalty. What a save by Kaminsky. That's the first big chance of this game. Let's talk through this free kick. It's not the best ones here. They're saying it was a handball from Brereton Diaz from clearing that free kick. We didn't even see the corner. It was taken short. It was taken very quickly. Benson. That's a good delivery there. Header again. And what a save again by Kaminsky. All of a sudden, he has had nothing to do. But now Liam Cullen now with the chance. A great header on his part. And another brilliant save by Kaminsky. Wow. All of a sudden, this game has gone to life. Why couldn't Burnley be this intense from minute 1? It's taken them to the 41st minute to give Kaminsky some actual work to do. Now, that appeal from Brereton Diaz, he definitely didn't mean it to hit his arm, but I think there is small contact there. I think it was Harwood Bellis who had that first headed shot, and that was even a better save by Kaminsky there, because he had to dive and tip that away. So successive corners now. I think Blackburn will want this half to end now, but it's a great clearance by Brereton Diaz. Matson's going to get it. Oh no, Muric is going to get it. Bit of head-to-head between them and Garrett. Now they're going to want to try and go on the counter-attack a little bit. Oh! Hang on. Wait, what? What happened here? Why did he... I don't know what happened there. Did they not like the quick throw-in? I think that's a bit suspicious if they did not like that. Because I felt, for me, Blackburn were trying to do it quickly. I think the referee didn't like where the throw-in was being taken. Originally, because I didn't have the audio on, and this is why I'm pissed I didn't have my headphones, I definitely needed to hear what the commentators had to say. But basically, clearly what's happened, the whistle's been blown, but Matson caught the ball. Without any audio, I thought Matson just straight up tried to deny a goal-scoring opportunity, which is why I reacted in that way. But clearly what's happened is that they didn't like where Blackburn threw the ball. They tried to play quickly on the counter-attack, and ultimately they did not like that. They did not like that, which unsurprisingly didn't make Blackburn fans happy at all. Just under 15 seconds before we get to the 45th minute. Did I say Liam Cullen? Josh Cullen is what I meant to say. Sorry about that, guys. Chance for Brereton Diaz. Oh, good defending in the end. Oh, my goodness me. Blackburn have had the odd half chance to get something, but just that lack of composure in the final part of being able to make a strike is what really has let them down, unfortunately. I knew I meant Josh Cullen. Everyone's now telling me off. I'm sorry, there's too many Cullens in this world. I actually knew someone from school called Cullen as well. Free kick Burnley. In fact, they played on because it's in Burnley's possession. And that's a poor giveaway by Bettino. Here's Callum Britton, although he's given that away as well. So 1 minute of added time. So it's now to Dominic Hyam. Right, that's half time. 0-0 half time. Definitely one half to forget. It wasn't one of my favourites. We've had a couple of those, to be fair, when we've seen Blackburn play away from home. To be fair, if it wasn't for Kaminsky in those final couple of minutes, you would have felt that Burnley deserved at least one goal up from it. But Kaminsky's showing why he's one of the best goalkeepers in the league, with 2 outstanding reflex saves. And those saves really do make the first half feel a little bit more lively than what it originally was. But 0-0 half time. Let me know, guys, of your reaction in the live chat. I was just on my phone for some random things there. Charlie Brown has asked why Rodrigo is not in the Spain squad. That did surprise me a little bit. I won't lie. It did surprise me a bit. But I would assume that Spain know what they're doing, to be honest. I definitely have more faith on them than I do with England and the FA right now, to be honest. How do you think the second half is going to go? Let me know in the live chat. You guys can also ask questions as well. Anything that's happened in this weekend as well, I'm happy to answer as well. We've got roughly another hour of this stream left, because it is always a very, very long one when you have to go through all the breaks, all the intervals. We're definitely going to have, for me, I think we will get a bit of added time as well in the second half as well. It does have that feeling that if players are going to keep fouling each other, it's going to be a long, long game. And unfortunately, apart from those two-headed shots that we had right at the end of the half, we really did not have a lot to commentate on. But what we'll do, we'll go through capture and we'll talk through some stats together. So, possession-wise, 69% to 31% there. Although that would have been a lot more one-sided in the opening 30 minutes. And around the final 10, Blackburn did start having a little bit more of the ball. But you see here, 0 shots whatsoever from this Blackburn team. Burnley, on the other hand, had 3 on target. So they did have those 2 big chances. I mean, yeah, technically 3 saves, but I would only recognise 2 of them being proper saves. 3 off target. I mean, yeah, the biggest part of me not being completely happy with Blackburn's performance is 0 shots on target, to be honest. 4 shots inside the box to 0. Passing wise, so Burnley have actually doubled the amount of passing than what Blackburn have done there. Accuracy wise, Burnley a lot more accurate. They're even more accurate than Blackburn with their long balls, which is part of Blackburn's game, being direct as well. So they've just not been good enough, Blackburn, in this half so far. I definitely think they've got to try and not get too overwhelmed by the occasion, I think. They've had more dribbles, though. They had 1 more duels. I mean, that's the impressive thing with Blackburn. Defensively, with their midfield and defence, I think they've done a pretty good job so far. Considering how good Burnley have been, I think they've done quite well with that. 4 aerial duels won there, 9 tackles, 10 clearances. So, defensively, I think Blackburn have not done too much wrong, to be honest. Let's actually quickly go through the Premier League. Obviously, I don't really want to look at the table to see where Chelsea is, but we have got 2 games that will be kicking off. I mean, one very soon, actually. Brighton versus Aston Villa. We might have the teams, and we do. So, let's see what Brighton and Villa have gone for. So, Brighton have gone for Sanchez, Gross, Levi, Colwell, Dunk, Estupinan with Caicedo, McAllister's midfield 2, Sonny March, Adam Lallana, Leonardo Trossard and Danny Welbeck. Now that is a very good Brighton starting 11. Aston Villa have gone for Martinez, Digne, Mings, Konza, Cash, Kamara, Louise, McGinn, Buendia, Ings and Jacob Ramsey. I mean, both have gone for a really, really good team, actually. That should be a really intriguing encounter. So, in terms of, where they are, you've got Brighton in 7th, which they can increase their lead by Chelsea by 3 points if they win, which is depressing. And then Aston Villa, who can close the gap on Chelsea by 3 points if they win this game today, even more depressing. Fulham and Manchester United will be the last game that concludes the top 4 leagues before the World Cup kicks off. We may get a couple of League 1, League 2 games going ahead during the World Cup. It just really depends on who has or has not turned up for that squad. Yeah, so that was a big penalty claim to be there, but it ended up, I think it was actually, was it Barnes who had the header? I think it makes contact with the upper arm, but I don't think he dives in intending to use, I think he does try and head it away, but he just gets his positioning all wrong. And it was actually, I think it actually was Harwood Bellis who got the header actually. But yeah, the last game is Fulham, Manchester United. Both, Fulham could overtake Chelsea with a win. And Manchester United can be 5 points clear. Oh, give me a break. They could be 5 points clear of Chelsea if they win this. Dearie me, it's all gone to crap. Anyway, back in the Championship, my happy place. What would I do with these teams to improve their situation here? I don't really think I can single anyone out for Burnley who've not played well, to be honest. I can see Nathan Tella being a very crucial player. And actually, I do think he could be one that could return to Southampton in the January transfer window. He's clearly impressed. Connor Roberts maybe could go on for Vittino eventually as well. Bastian and Goodmanson as well. They'd be my easy four to pick. Maybe if they're still chasing the goal, the fifth one could be Des Viloglu, maybe over Ashley Barnes, potentially. But they don't have any... they don't have Jay Rodriguez on the bench, but I've noticed. So he must have picked up an injury. Blackburn, who do they have? I say Bradley Dack and Tyrese Dolan are two good players. In fact, even Jack Bell, to be fair, I think could be three good players that they can bring on eventually. Wharton, I think he's been relatively decent, actually. But at the moment, I wouldn't say either team have really particularly been too bad. Oh, I knew I recognised him. That's David Dunn punditing this. Oh dear. Just that Robona fail is just never going to be ingrained from my memory. Kaminsky's been man of the match so far. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, to be fair, he did not have a lot to do until the final part of that first half, but he really has been one who has, when he's been called on, he has delivered what he has delivered to do, which is to make saves. Game needs a bit of magic. Yeah, what we need is like a majestic run and then the scrappiness to kick in at the right time to win a penalty or something. Or we just need someone just to simply be a bit brave. Because I think at the moment, I think Burnley are up for this. I can see that. I think Blackburn are more than happy just to try and sit back and hit the counter-attack. But I really do think that they need to be a little bit careful, Blackburn as well. Obviously, they had to try and defend that late rally from Burnley. It's not impossible for Blackburn to get something from this game. Oh my gosh. I'm going to check my balance quickly just to see if I can potentially give Ben a dono. Lecon says Cooper magic. They could do with someone like Cooper potentially in this situation. Because as a tactician, guys, I still heavily back Cooper, you know. Teller on for Zarawai. Well, yeah, I definitely agree Teller going on. I think the trickiest part is just who does he go on for. And Zarawai maybe could be a good suggestion with that. Teller's tricky feet could win a penalty. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, as soon as I saw Burnley's bench, Teller for me was the first name I said. I'm just giving Benjamin Bloom a donation just very quickly. Okay, so I have just sent him a donate. So if you even want to find it, you can be on Benjamin Bloom's stream to find it. Lequan's mentioned Alex Myton, who was the only goal scorer for Sheffield Wednesday yesterday, actually. So he's on loan for Nottingham Forest, and he is... Well, he got the only goal for Sheffield Wednesday, but that was a big result for Sheffield Wednesday. So in context, Ipswich have dropped points, but so have Plymouth. Lincoln ruining a lot of team seasons. I mean, to be fair, I think Lincoln have only deserved nothing less than what they've deserved. To draw against Sheffield Wednesday, to draw against Plymouth, and to beat Ipswich. Those are three brilliant results for Lincoln. Did they also... They didn't beat Derby, did they? Or did they draw against Derby recently as well? I rate Lincoln. They are, I've got to say, attacking-wise, they're not great. But that's probably because they're playing an Ipswich team that just always likes to play on the ball. But honestly, defensively, they are fantastic at what they do. They really are. And if they keep that consistency up, they could potentially be up there. It's just they had a really poor start to the season, and it's going to be a really tough comeback for this Lincoln team to see if they do get anything out of this. Right, so 3 of you here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Maybe you guys are watching for the donate to pop up on Ben Blue's channel, which probably will pop up in a minute. He's just going through comments. If you guys have not liked the stream yet, guys, please do smash the like button. We've actually got over 15 likes. Thank you guys so much. Could we get to 20 before not half time, well, it's already half time. Could we get to 20 before the second half? If we can, that would be a brilliant achievement. If we can do that, that would be a really good achievement for this channel if we can get there. But yeah, in terms of subscribers as well, we're doing all right at the moment. We're 1,534 still. So guys, if you have not I can't even think straight. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. It really does help the growth of the channel if you do so. Maybe Ben's already read out my comment, actually. I don't know, actually. I'll look at it a little bit later, because I've not seen my comment pop up, but I think he's seen it. Mill was a team you look at and you think they could be up there this season. They will be up there, but whether it's top 6, I'm not sure. It's really down to consistency in the end of the day. I think I'm seeing Bradley Dack and Nathan Teller train. So I did mention both, respectively. So they both could be involved in this second half. I mean, I probably would still say Burnley are more likely to get a result at this moment of time. But it's now a question to see if they have got the right graft, the right mentality to get that result, honestly. It's always difficult to try and feel for half time, to be honest. We've already looked at all the potential games going on so far. We've literally done all we can to really... yeah, Ben has seen my comment. Henry has put down Fleming crying emoji. He has had a brilliant season right now. I've said it at the start of the stream. Benson and Fleming are up there for being the two most underrated players this season so far. And I think both would have a really good chance of being in my team of the season. I know they're playing like in a very similar position, so it's going to be very difficult to fit both. But I would be gutted if I can't have either one of them, because both have just been so crucial. Fleming should have been asked, well, were Forest linked with Zian Fleming or Zion Fleming? I don't know. Is it Zian? I don't know, but... it's a shame for Forest, because, yeah, he's absolutely thriving at Millwall so far. I think Vogelsam has been all right of the signing as well. And one thing with Millwall that they don't normally get right, which I think they've got a little bit right this year, has actually been their transfers, which I think is what has really helped Millwall this year. Right, I'm going to give these headphones a go and see if they work. Right, I'm probably going to miss doing the timer because I don't think I'm going to be quick enough. Right, no, I am going to be quick enough to start the timer actually. It's going to be Burnley kicking off this time. I think that's Barnes. That's not Barnes. That's Brownhill standing over the ball. He's just kicked it off. Second half is underway. What will we get from this game? Just going to see if I can hook up my headphones to the TV. Just hopefully I'm not going to miss a goal, because that will be the worst time to obstruct most of the TV. Come on, connect please. It's connected. Nice. Right, business resumed. It shouldn't run out of charge now. Cork. Oh, okay. Throw in to Burnley. And apparently Blackburn had a 0 XG. Well, that's what happens when you don't have a single shot. They've not even had a shot off target. They've not had a single shot. So I think Blackburn got to work on that. Cresswell has had more goals than Timo Pukki. That's right. I think did a lot of us predict that Pukki would be the top goal scorer? Well, yeah, not this year. I think McBurney could get it. I don't think there's been any substitutions from either one of these teams before the second half. And it's a throw into Blackburn now. Lecorn thinks Vyman, or he thought Vyman at the start of the season. If Bristol City were just more consistent, then easily Vyman would be one of the favourites. But Bristol City have now been too inconsistent for me. Right, Bayer. That's Garrett. Ben Brereton Diaz has a good pass to him in the penalty box. Short! Saved by Muric. What a save. Wow, what a chance. Blackburn's first shot, and it's only 1:30 in the second half. This is better than Blackburn. It's an exquisite pass by Garrett. And wow, Ben Brereton Diaz. Wow, that's a really powerful shot. Gets past Bettino. To get that power from that tight angle is really good. I mean, Muric is going to have a chest of steel after that. That was a thumping shot. A shot on target, I know, indeed. And it was a poor corner. Maatsen defended that easily. Didn't even need to hit it properly. It hit his glute and it went out for a throw-in. Okay. Their direct passing's getting better, Blackburn. Travis. He's definitely getting jeered by the Burnley crowd. He was involved with a lot of really bad challenges in that first half. Big ball, but Bayer heads it away. They want a handball. Blackburn want a free kick, not given. This is looking a bit tasty this second half. Maatsen, and it's a throw in Blackburn. Travis got to be very careful this half. Yes, he does. He is the only one with a yellow card. He's a very important player in the way that Blackburn play as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if Thomason gives him more time than potentially needed. They don't really have like another player like Travis on the bench, to be honest. Long ball, headed away again by Bayer. Bayer's had to be kept very busy in this half so far. Good duel there. But it feels a bit more lively in this second half. And Blackburn looking a little bit more competitive, which is what I'm liking to see. This is what I wanted from minute one. Both teams to look competitive. Okay, so it's not a good pass. I'm really thirsty now because I just coughed. Gallagher's down, which is definitely causing some boos from the home crowd. He has been down for quite a while there. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he may have just ran and pulled a hamstring. Thomason clearly not pleased with that. Oh, God, I don't want to see that. So, a stud has taken a chunk out of Gallagher's knee. Oh, that's something I can't unsee now. Well, for strikers, they've got Tyrese Dolan potentially to play in that position there. Oh, it's bleeding. Oh, dear. That is disgusting. A sub has to be made. There's no way Gallagher can play on with that. I won't throw up, but it's absolutely grim. The camera did a big close up on it. I don't know why. And now it's completely bleeding as well. Gallagher doesn't want to be subbed off. Are you serious right now? And Thomason's just like, are you actually crazy? My gosh. Like, you really got to be careful, Gallagher, right now. Half of your knee is missing and you want to play on? No. My goodness me. Well, I know it's a big, big game and you don't want to miss out on playing it, but if you're injured, you need to go off, especially as bad as that. And I'm not even exaggerating. He is missing half of a knee. I think it was it Wharton that they were about to go on, or was it Buckley that they were about to bring on? It could have actually been Jack Bell, to be honest. Yeah, well, looks like Gallagher has now agreed to go off the pitch, which I called from ages ago. Oh, that's a good ball. Barnes! Shot! Just about cleared. Oh my gosh. It's Callum Britton who I think has cleared it. So it's Matson. That was a gorgeous ball by Matson to find Barnes. And Callum Britton stopping Brownhill getting the... I think, was it Brownhill who nearly finished that off? Oh my God, no. It's Josh Cullen that could have had the tap in there. But it was Callum Britton that just gets in ahead of him. It was Jack Vale who was originally going to be denied a place on the pitch. But he has now replaced Sam Gallagher. And of course, Burnley fans have no sympathy. Jack Cork. There's Manuel Benson. The thing is, I have had cuts before, which have bled very heavily as well. But in terms of having a deep cut like that, I don't think I've had. And when I'm saying he's missing half of his knee, that's not even me exaggerating. It was a huge, like, couple of inch deep cut. It was awful. I mean, the close-up was like the dry wound. And then as soon as he started running and hobbling, it now started bleeding. So Rory, oh! Now, what I like that, well, he's barged Zararai into the advertising boardings there. It's Dominic Hyam, I think. And he's definitely riling some Burnley fans up with that. It's getting heated. So Zararai against Hyam barges him completely into the advertising board. I mean, definitely a foul, but... yeah, he definitely knows what he's doing. Think it's a goal kick. Yep, goal kick to Blackburn. There is Matson on the ball. Bayer, Harwood Bellis now. It's felt a lot better, this game. I felt a lot more engaged in this half. I know we've not had many shots to go past. We had that one Ben Brereton Diaz shot. But this is looking much more feisty and a lot more quicker. Long ball just headed away there. Okay, here's Zaroury again. Shot! Goal! Ashley Barnes. Charlie, you got it spot on. It is Ashley Barnes who gets the breakthrough goal. 54th minute into the game. A simple header. That's all it took. It looked like a really easy goal in the end. And that would take Burnley a couple of points clear on the top of the championship. You were indeed correct, Charlie. It's now just a question to see if we're going to get the correct score. I mean, it was half cleared, really, but this is just brilliant stuff by Zaroury. It's an incredible delivery by Zaroury, getting ahead of Ryan Hughes, Hedges. It's Zaroury really deserves the credit there. That is an incredible cross. And Ayala couldn't get ahead of Barnes. Barnes gets the header. It's the perfect height for him. Literally given to him on a plate. It is Ashley Barnes' first goal in the championship this season. Why does he push Kaminski? Well, it's because he's desperate. He's desperate for the goal. He clearly scores anyway, but then he just celebrates it even more by rubbing it in to Kaminski. Blue Terrier, welcome to the stream. You've just missed the first goal of this game, which has been a pretty average game of sorts in the first half, at least. Second half has looked much more lively, and already within 10 minutes of this second half, we've now got a goal to talk about as well. In the name of Ashley Barnes, his first championship goal this season. The intriguing part of this, can Blackburn respond from this? Free kick to Blackburn there. No Gatsby, no party. I've seen Gatsby today, but he's not been in my bedroom today. I think he actually might be next door, actually. I have a feeling he actually won't join us, actually. Well, that's a poor record. I've just realised with Blackburn, as Sky Sports have shown. So, when conceding first, Blackburn have not won a game. So, they've not won any points from losing positions. But Burnley have actually dropped one of the most points from losing positions. So, it's going to be an interesting contrast. I think that's a corner to Blackburn now. Set pieces goals conceded. Well, they conceded 3 against Sheffield United last week. We'll see if they can defend it a little bit better today. Here's another corner to Blackburn. When you have Jay Rodriguez out, Barnes needs to step up, and he's done that there. Blue Terrier is very happy with the point. Simple finish, but the positioning was good. Positioning was very good, yeah, but I think Blackburn wanted a corner, but it's not been given. It's not a bad point by Huddersfield there, but I definitely feel it's a dangerous time for them. Right, let's see this again. Yeah, it definitely should be a corner. David Coots got that wrong. Now here come Burnley. Can they get another attack? Benson against Marla there. Oh, really good play by Benson. Cleared away by Hedges. Bayer. Nears Cook. Now Ian Matson. Zaroury. Okay, how's this going to go now? They're trying to read through an attack. Brownhill keeps it alive. Zaroury now on the left-hand side. Another cross, yes. Shot! Oh, really close again by Ashley Barnes. Oh, again. Barnes has had a couple of these moments there where he's been given the ball on the plate with some space, but he's just simply mishit the shot. That's basically what he did a lot in the first half. In the second half when he got his goal, he really couldn't miss from there. It was from 2 yards out. Blue Terry seems confident in Fotheringham, which is good for him to hear. And they're not really cut adrift, I would dare suggest, as of yet as well. So I think that makes things very competitive and actually, very scary for a lot of teams. Blackpool especially, with them losing 4 games in a row, they've got to be very careful. Any team with a poor losing run, they could be in real big danger there. That's a good ball by Brownhill-Matson. Good defending. My God, I tell you what, that was really good link-up play, but great defending by Travis there. Blue Terrier thinks Blackpool will go down. Here's Harwood Bellis. Blackburn are going to need to pick up the pace. Well, they need to do more for what they did in the opening couple of minutes in that half. Oh, David Cook getting in the way of the ball there. And a yellow card being awarded to Cork as well, I think. Yeah, they do need a bit more, really. Since having that shot in the first minute and a half, they've not really done anything, to be fair. It's good to see the Burnley crowd really pleased with these. Right. Now here's Blackburn on the ball. Oh, that's a good ball. But he's offside, Ben Brereton Diaz. If he was on, that would have been a really incredible ball. Brereton Diaz is caught offside. Jack Vale getting really heavily involved here. It's good to hear if that Hogg believes in... Yeah, he is offside. That's actually a really good call, because I wasn't too sure if he was offside. Throw in again for Burnley now, and it's literally falling exactly what Burnley wanted to. Blackburn have not won this fixture since the 9-10 season. Yes, you are correct on that, and I can tell you the goal score as well. I believe it was done. It was the goal scorer as well from the penalty spot. It was 1-0 Blackburn at Turf Moor, actually. Remember it vividly. Leghorn Henry disagrees and thinks Huddersfield will go down. I mean, that's the beauty of us having different opinions, really. That's my door. Is that Gatsby? Probably not. I was thinking Gatsby might make an entrance, but I don't think he has. I don't think he's in the mood for a stream today. Right. Can Blackburn offer anything? I can see Burnley working really hard here, which is going to make things very difficult for Blackburn to try and get anything out of it. Throw in Burnley again. Burnley off the ball have been sensational. Buckley being readied. I think they really need. Right, well, I think I'm watching it on Sky Sports Football anyway, so it should continue on here. Headed away. I think Jake Garrett will be let off the pitch there. Ashley Barnes conceding that foul there. It has to be a yellow card for Ashley Barnes, you'd think. It's definitely I don't think it's going to be a yellow card. I think it's going to be a final warning for him there. So yeah, it looks like Buckley will be on for Garrett eventually when that substitute is confirmed. So the free kick has been won just beyond the halfway line for Blackburn there. It's a long delivery. It's not a bad one, actually. But Hyam wastes the opportunity. That's really disappointing as well, really. Or was it Ayala? It was Ayala. My apologies. I thought it was Hyam. It was Ayala who actually had the ball in a good area, but not even a cross that's even anywhere near from what Blackburn would have wanted. Long ball going in, chested away by Barnes. Matson, now received by Zaroury. Okay, throw in. A lot of Blackburn fans looking a little bit nervy here. It's just apart from that Ben Brereton Diaz shot, they've not really looked like scoring. And I think that's the biggest disappointment that Blackburn have had. And once again, it looks like it's going to be the third time I see Blackburn and the third time they're going to lose, both by a 1-0 scoreline as well. That's a good tackle by Josh Cullen. Is that alright? The lack of decision making for Blackburn is really what's laying them down. Is that a tackle on Zaroury? It looks like it might be a foul. Yep, David Coots awarded a foul. I think we are starting to see a little bit of fiery rivalry here, which is good. Ooh. I think David Coots definitely letting a lot go right now. The fact we've only had one yellow card from both sides, I think right now it's definitely letting a lot go there. So Burnley with a set piece, they could use it to try and extend their lead here. I think, is it going to be? Okay, it's Benson taking the free kick this time. Header, and it's disappointing again. Travis. Headed away though. Bit back and forth, and it's a Burnley throw. It looks like Blackburn have not made that substitute for a long while by the sounds of it. They're really taking their time. Right. Oh, again, just some of these attacks just going away. Right. Let's look at this. I'm being a bit distracted at the moment. So, we've got Muric on the ball there, goal kick. It kind of finds Matson. It's a throw into Blackburn, clearly. They want the substitution, I think. Right, finally, they're doing this substitution, which they promised around 5 minutes ago. So Garrett's off, and John Buckley will be going on. It wasn't a bad performance by Jay Garrett. Of course, he created the big chance for Ben Brereton Diaz in the second half. It's just a shame that nothing else was really done, to be honest. I always like seeing the players that I don't particularly know very well just grow and evolve. You know, the young players that we don't really know too much about, but they've got a point to prove and they manage to become household names. Oh, okay. Burnley win it back. Cork. Blackburn have just not, apart from that opening couple of minutes in that second half, Burnley have done well to restrict Blackburn having any sort of control. I mean, if we're comparing shots-wise, Blackburn have only had that one shot and Burnley have had 10. Benson, again, Barnes, just wide again off the post. Honestly, if Barnes had his scoring boots, he could have had a hat-trick today, I think. We're now 70 minutes in. Still 1-0 to Burnley. The only goal coming from Ashley Barnes with an exquisite cross by Anna Azuri. There's Nathan Teller going onto the pitch, finally. So I think Manuel Benson's going off. And Nathan Teller will be making his way. He's getting a round of applause. Yeah, definitely played quite well today. He'll be up there for one of the best players of the pitch. Nathan Teller, also a terrific talent. Bearing in mind for how poor Southampton are doing in the Premier League, they may look at Teller and want him back to try and help Southampton survive the Premier League. With Nathan Jones, who is an advocate of developing players, you may look at Teller being one of the good ones that he can try and get back. So Hyen. Blackburn having a bit of a spell here. Forest director at Everton game looking at Michael Keane. Would you really want Michael Keane in your squad? I just have a feeling that I think... Oh, okay, a bit of a mistake by Kaminsky there. Chance! Teller! Oh, good save. So that mistake from Kaminsky, he does redeem himself by making a save. So just trying to play out from the back, and it's nowhere near Ayala at all. And Teller pretty much has a free opportunity to try and get a goal. That would have been the perfect impact sub. But unfortunately for Teller, it's a good save by Kaminsky. Keep an eye on Brighton. Right, so yeah, Brighton and Aston Villa have just kicked off, I believe. God, excuse me, I got an indigestion, so sorry. I'll go through the squads for both Brighton and Aston Villa, just in case any of you weren't here. Wait, what? How's there been a goal already? What? Brighton, it's not even been a minute. And Alexis McAllister has apparently scored in the first minute. Are you... Chance! Barnes! Shot! Goal! 2-0 Burnley, game over. Oh my gosh. Zaroury with the second goal. It is officially game over. Goal in the Premier League, but now goal in the Championship. You really put me off there. But suddenly, out of nothing, I thought Barnes was denied a second by an incredible save by Kaminsky, but the rebound finds Zaroury, who makes no mistake. It's a simple finish. 2-0 Burnley, and it's game over. For me, it's game over. So what happens here? So playing out from the back. And it's Burnley's press. Oh, that's a gorgeous pass by Teller to Barnes there. I mean, that back line for Blackburn, though, really should be doing better than this. Mola, I think, has been quite poor today. Ayala's not been particularly great either. But that flick on pass by Teller to get Ashley Barnes 1-on-1 is incredible. Barnes misses from nearly as close as he did at his first goal. It's an incredible save by Kaminsky. But the rebound does find Zaroury, making it 2-0. The reason I say it's game over is that Blackburn have offered one shot on target for 75 minutes. For me, they are not going to get anything out of this. I could be wrong, unless they do a Millwall and score 2 late equalising goals. But for me, I don't see it. I would like Blackburn to score because I'll make it 2-1 and that was my prediction. But for me, I think it may stay 2 or could even be 3-0 at this rate, because it looks like Burnley, to me, have really grown in confidence now. Right, let's actually go to what I was going to talk about, which was that very early Brighton goal against Aston Villa. Literally, first minute of that game, Brighton scored their only and first shot on target. So Brighton, with these 3 points so far, puts them in 5th place, momentarily ahead of Manchester United there. Right, another substitute going in for Blackburn. I think it's Lewis Travis who's going off, and I think, yeah, Lewis Travis definitely needs to go off with him being on a yellow card. It is Bradley Dack who's replacing Lewis Travis. A bit more of an attacking midfielder than what Lewis Travis suggests. I don't know what Tyrese Dolan has to do to get off the bench. It's like I've not seen him play for quite a while. Right. So, it looks like it's going to be a 9th defeat for Blackburn this season. Let's see what the table does with this so far. So, I don't want the Premier League, I want Championship. So, this 3 points for Burnley puts them on 41 points, 3 points clear of Sheffield United, and most importantly, 5 points clear of Blackburn as it stands. Hedges, good defending by Maatsen. Wharton to Ben Brereton Diaz. In the penalty box, Mola. Right, they need to do a bit more than this. Right, that's a bit better. Vale to Mola. And a free kick won by Blackburn. Brownhill conceding the free kick there. Yeah, so currently 5 points clear between the two teams, and it will be Blackburn's 9th defeat, which is the same amount of defeats for what Bristol City have had, who are in 18th place, which is crazy to think about, to be honest. It's less for what West Brom had, who are 21st, which says a lot as well. So, Blackburn with a free kick in the 77th minute. If they want to have a chance to get something, they really need to score right about now. Blackburn want a handball there, but I didn't even notice anything wrong with that, to be honest. They're looking very furious, Blackburn. Let's see this again. Oh no, they wanted a corner, not a penalty. So if this is another poor decision, yeah. My goodness me, the official... Oh, my days. Well, it tells you everything about the level of officials in the UK. It's really poor. Charlie Taylor looks like he's going to be getting readied. It's Brereton Diaz. That's a good ball to find Bradley Dack. Oh, and it's booted away. No, it's Brereton Diaz actually, not Bradley Dack, who literally wrestled Ian Maatsen to the ground. It's good physicality actually from Brereton Diaz. Something that I needed to see a little bit more from this game actually. But unfortunately, no one was really there to receive the pass. Blackburn have woken up a tiny bit. They have. But I do think it's a bit of a mountain to climb for them now. If we can have a Blackburn goal, it would be good for predictions. Yes, it would be for a lot of our predictions. Right. Hedges. I'm a bit disappointed that Bale didn't really run for that. Cork, that's off the pitch. Right. Okay, if you've not liked the stream yet, guys, please do make sure you do so. It really does help the growth of this channel when you do so. I've been trying to keep it as ticking as I can. We're on 18 likes, actually. So, guys, if you've not liked the stream, please do so. We are 2 likes away from 20. It would be amazing if we can get there. We may not get our 30 like target, but it would be absolutely amazing if we can get there. In terms of hitting the subscribe button, we're still at 1,534, so it's looking rather static today. But any one of you, if any of you likes or subscribes, that really, really does help the growth of this channel. It really, really does. It makes sure that it keeps going at the rate that it does. Blackburn have been bad, says Blue Terrier. Yeah, they're not being great. With only 1 shot on goal, they needed to do more, for me, personally. Cork. That's some good build-up play. That's some really good build-up play. Brownhill. Barnes again to make it 3. And it's 3. It's game over. It's a one-sided victory in the East Lancashire derby. It's 2 goals from Ashley Barnes, who has not scored a single goal this season. He's turned up today and he's scored his 3rd of the game. It means all the people predicting 2-0, 2-1 for their predictions, it will not be correct now, because now Burnley have now scored a 3rd. I was just saying, that build-up was there. Just tell her again. Tell her by no shadow of a doubt is undoubtedly the biggest show-off in the best possible way. He literally fixes situations like that. He is so on it. It's incredible. So if you weren't seeing what I'm talking about, there was just a dead ball in the air. He rotates and hits the perfect pace on his head to find Josh Brownhill running into space, wins and basically gets past the tackle there. Brownhill runs forward. He then squares it to Barnes. Barnes fiddles with it at first because he doesn't really get a clean touch. He eventually gets enough power on it to take it past Kaminsky, almost like the equivalent of a penalty, and makes it 3-0 to Burnley. 20 likes, you have to give Gatsby a yogurt in your next stream. I don't actually have yogurts so far, but if Gatsby is around in next stream and I do have some, then yeah, I'll definitely give him some. I take it you enjoyed watching him completely demolish that yogurt pot. He really... It's embarrassing, really, but he absolutely loves it. You know, there's some sounds that cats just get really excited of. If you even pick up the yogurt pot, he just knows what you're doing. It's incredible, really. Right, so it turned out to be a little bit more one-sided than what it was. 0-0 half-time, but Burnley got this spot on in the second half there. This will send Burnley top of the championship currently by 3 points as well. They will be top of the league when the World Cup is on our TV screens. Right, so there's Josh Brownhill with the free kick, and it's a... Oh, I was going to say it's bad. Cork! Good defending. My God. Desperate defending by Ayala there. I mean, that is poor that Dak couldn't reach that. But Cork with the shot, and it's defended away by Ayala. Ramsey looks injured for Villa. That is not good for Villa's chances here. Right, corner coming in. Oh, it's headed away. Oh, good play there by Vittino there. Cross. It's not quite out of danger yet. And it's another corner. Could have really been handball as well, actually. It's incredible that Barnes has not scored in nearly 10 or over 10 championship appearances. Now all of a sudden he gets 2 in one of Burnley's biggest games of the season. He definitely has stepped up for me. You know, without Jay Rodriguez, who was injured, they really didn't have many other options who could lead the line. And Ashley Barnes, to not score a single goal until now is poor, but all can be forgiven for him scoring the goal, or the goals, I should say, in plural terms, that he has done today. Ooh, are we getting a couple of handbags here with these two teams? Yellow cards being awarded. There's been no other goals between Brighton and Villa, so what's the yellow card being awarded to? I think... Yeah, it's been awarded to, I think, to Ayala there. Yeah, so it's basically a wrestling tackle on Jack Cork. Corner comes in, headed away by Brereton Diaz. Or was it? I always get confused with it's Brereton Diaz. Because Ben Brereton Diaz and Bradley Dack have got very similar hairstyle. So it's very, very confusing sometimes. Right, Goodmanson looks like he's about to go onto the pitch, which I did suggest as one of my substitutions. It looks like actually Barnes is going off, so he won't be getting his hat-trick today, but he has got 2 goals today, and he can definitely kick-start his season from this game. I mean, that first cross from Zaroury for the first one, incredible. Absolutely incredible. And then Brownhill, you know, doing great work there. And great composure for the second goal as well. Company's really pleased for him, and I'm so proud of him. But Desviloglu is now on the pitch as well. So it was Goodmanson and Desviloglu are now on the pitch. And Goodmanson is on for Zaroury. So a double substitution from Vincent Kompany and Burnley. Oh, just always tired. Kompany is a future Manchester City manager. How long into the future are we looking for? You know, because I think a lot of people said that about Lampard and he eventually got it, but then it turns out that he probably didn't do what he wanted. So I think it's just about being a bit patient. Taylor, who is on the pitch as well, actually. Taylor was a substitution that must have happened after a goal, because I do even notice that. Just for context, Charlie Taylor is on for Ian Matson. They didn't really show Ian Matson going off the pitch. So, yeah, Charlie Taylor's on for Matson. So, in fact, that means Burnley have made 4 substitutions, I like to say. So, yeah, Taylor's going on. Yeah, Goodmanson. Yeah, so they made 4 substitutions. Burnley, sorry. For Blackburn, they have made at least 3 because Buckley, Vale and Dack have gone onto the pitch. Yeah, I would have expected Blackburn to do a little bit more. No Ivan Toney, no party, says Blue Terrier. Are you talking about the the World Cup squad? I mean, what a game he had against Manchester City yesterday to score 2 goals away to Manchester City. You know, Barcelona or Manchester United or Chelsea or Liverpool would find that hard. But Ivan Toney did. Throw into Burnley, and we're reaching the 89th minute. It's looking like a very routine win for Burnley in the end. I think this is going to be a 4-minute added time one. I'd be very surprised. Oh, to be fair, we did have that injury from Gallagher, didn't we? Maybe 5 minutes then. Since Gallagher actually went off the pitch, things have been falling apart in an attacking sense for Blackburn. This is now thrown to Blackburn. Can Blackburn get a consolation goal of any kind before full time? I mean, my honest prediction is no, unfortunately. I got to be honest, and I don't think a lot of people are saying this. I think Tony's not being picked due to the gambling thing. I don't think it's been down to poor form. Because the thing is, because we were talking about this in office, there's no doubt that Tony should be in the squad. But I think had he not been found in suspicion of betting, I think he would have been in the squad. And I think what's even more annoying, he could get cleared for those charges within next week. And by that time, it's going to be too little too late for him to be in the squad. There's no doubt in my mind he should be in the squad. But I think... Oh, it's 3 minutes of added time, by the way. So actually, yeah, it's actually less time than I thought. So, because the thing is about Southgate, and it's just a common yes man thing with the FA, they have to make the morally right team. You know, they can't go against any morals. They'll be too scared of people saying, oh, why have you left him in, you know, with, you know, the betting thing or whatever. They don't want to look like that they are going against what they flagged up, really, to be honest. I think Ashley Barnes is going to get man of the match. Rabbit too innocent until proven guilty. Well, it unfortunately doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. I mean, there's some cases where if you've got evidence and then, you know, you can draw your own conclusions, but that's when you do trial by media, and that's really dangerous when you do that. That is why innocent until proven guilty, I think, is really important. Whoa, okay, that was a bit of fighting going on there in the penalty box. But yeah, FA and England have always been choosing the right morals for players, and they've probably looked at that issue being too much stress for them. It's ridiculous, to be honest. Tony, issues or not, should be in the squad 100%. That's the one for me that I still can't understand to this day. Even Abraham, I think, is a little bit unfortunate, but no one more so than Ivan Toney for me. Because I actually didn't mind a lot of the picks that Southgate made, but Toney for me was one, but also the very few. What a tackle that is by Charlie Taylor, by the way. Just, it's not going... Oh, what's happened here? That's flares. Whoa then. Hang on a lively minute. That is very dangerous. Those were flares, I think, being thrown onto the pitch. Was that? Yeah, those were flares. But wait, no, it can't be flares. Was it fireworks? I mean, anyone in stadiums, what on earth was thrown from the stands? That, I don't know what that was. They're like fireworks. No, surely not. Right, it was full time, 10 seconds sooner. But I would fear if I was in the crowd with both those teams after that. Those were like 3 sparks flying from the stands. Did it come from the stands? Was it from a plane that went above the stadium? I don't know what happened there. If anyone's got any details about what on earth happened there, let me know, because it shouldn't be a laughing matter. That could have been really dangerous if it hit anyone. Oh, Ashley Barnes is in absolute bits, and I don't blame him. He's had a really, really tough start this year. Now his season has kick-started, and I am more than happy for him, honestly. Right, so it's ended. Burnley 3, Blackburn 0. What a difference 45 minutes can make. It was 0-0. Very criticising and scathing of Burnley's lack of chance taking and Blackburn just not creating anything. Both teams created early in the second half, and it was a lot more open. And within the first Ashley Barnes goal, it proved to be just floodgates starting to open. Burnley hold on for 3 points. 3-0 win, comfortable win, a great response after losing to Sheffield United the week before. They've now opened up a 3-point lead from their rivals, and that didn't help them for the fact that Sheffield United lost against Rotherham in midweek as well. Blackburn fans not happy, of course. Blackburn fall down to 3rd. Only 3 points ahead of Watford as well. So they've definitely got to be very careful. That away form is proving to be a bit of a kryptonite with Blackburn's success so far this season. So Burnley top of the Championship during the World Cup. That is what we can pick up from today. Just a final recap on how the Championship's going. It's a draw at the moment. It's a 1-1. Aston Villa have just equalised. Danny Ings from the penalty spot makes it 1-1. Right, that might be a game I might need to look into, actually. So yeah, currently 1-1 between Brighton and Aston Villa. Go and check that game out at the moment as it starts to kick into life. This will be it for me. You know, my review video tomorrow will be potentially the last bit of content you see from me for quite some time, as I'll be preparing for an exam. I'll get a sweepstakes sorted as well during that time as well. I won't forget about that. But if you guys enjoyed this stream today, please give this stream a like. It really does help the growth of this channel. If you've not hit the subscribe button yet, please do so. It really helps the growth of this channel when you do that. And please also share the channel too. All of those things really, really help the growth of this channel as well. I'm going to actually call it there today, guys. We've not had too many viewers today, so there's no point of me sticking around. I'm going to have a sleep, and I'm going to see if that's going to re-energize me doing my review video, which will be the last video you see from my channel for quite some time, because I might take a small break as I prepare for my exam. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys on Legendary Story and the stream, and as always, I'll see you guys soon. Take care, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow for my review video. Take care, guys.